No, because I'm Mason Scott Fedler, and what I see SSI is SSI is a safety net for Americans in America to still, successfully provide something to America. Like, how I made motorized bicycles, or basically how I grew up and knowing that bicycles you have to study and go to school for, because if no one else does it, they're basically going to remind people that they're just like cars. No one can do it because no one goes to school to fucking study that shit. And then, then there's the fact that why are people on SSI? I'm on SSI trying to get off SSI, but I don't technically have the ability to get a job anyways. There's a lot of technical things that happened in my life. Injuries, them calling me fake, basically yada yada, and then basically how I'm on SSI now, and I try to make a business and how people are trying to affect my business saying to get a real job, which technically is why they're ripping off the fucking safety net. So I just always had that in mind that if Matt actually did that with the Subaru One Outback and started lying like he said because he's a pot dealer, I will remind them that I'm not going to prison for some bucking pothead dealer when I'm an autistic person, and no. And then I'd also like to remind you that I know my business, but I know that I don't work on cars, and I know that that's why I bought it for only for $100, because one, usually if you know about cars and stuff, you don't fucking just pay some guy you never get to own a fucking car. And then two, yeah, that's legitimately what I think of SSI is. SSI is the safety net for people that you're supposed to spend it. And clearly I'm more, responsible, seeing as I can actually buy and maintain the engine pieces and stuff. And then, I could remind them that, well, if they're draining people's oils and they're coming at people like me saying that I'm a parasite, so committing a crime against me is just stealing back their welfare, or, draining the oil and the devices, saying that I'm the one that's irresponsible, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna have them, remind them that that's why those crimes are there, and that's why people like Officer Scott Jones should be in prison, because he did that with that intent. And I know there's a lot of people that do that with that intent of fucking who gives a fuck about you.